fucking Speedball? You're like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
awesome moment.
that was probably one of the big ones. I mean, and then
We
eventually,
kind of go on that real quick. Now I know it's a no ring show. It's very comedy driven. It's very entertainment based. But what do you get going over a match, putting things together with Speedball, and what do you pull from that of being in the ring or working with somebody who's been around as long as they have and has been as accomplished as they have and has touched some of the best names in this business? And then what do you pull from that when you get a chance to do something with them?
so the first thing I remember doing was just basically listening, just sitting there and listening. I mean, you take that moment and you understand that, like, so I will go back a little in the timeline here, but I think the very first like week or so of catch point training, Speedball had come in, and like getting to learn a little from Speedball there was great. And then that match, just putting that together was kind of figuring out what we were gonna do, figuring out what works well for us, especially when there's no early on in your career, you're doing a lot of very simple stuff in the ring and stuff that is very like rope involved, or maybe you're doing something off the top rope. So it was another part of the 6 month experience where you're like, okay, now I got to figure out how to wrestle with no ring.
Yeah,
And
I'm
I
gonna
think that also
bounce on the
helped.
floor.
Yeah, how to bounce on a floor.
Yeah.
Um, Figuring out the that kind of helped build that character aspect of figuring out, okay, how do I interact with the environment that I'm in and make this fun and keep this fun for everybody around me, and also keeping it safe. So I mean, thinking of everything in my move set where I'm like, okay, well, this is something I would do that's probably going to be a little safer than like say, hey, I'm going to do this big drop kick, because that's not going to feel great for both of us.
Yeah. Yeah. Speedball was so instrumental too for Catch Point and Worldwide Dojo. Just two like off the top of my head of those fightertainment shows, like they really put it on. They really put an emphasis on, hey, Jimmy Lloyd's here. Hey, so is Janela. So are these big GCW guys that with Deppin. But also here's Journey, who they put over.
Yep.
The Lost Boys. Harleen Lopez was a big on the first couple fightertainments, and these are people who Journey wrestled. I think Jordan Oliver and I think Janela and Speedball, like one of her first fightertainments, and I was just like, that's such a good exposure for someone that early in their career, and for Speedball to acknowledge both of those schools and see both of your groups of kids who were really busting their ass, and Speedball acknowledging your hard work and saying, well, I have a spot for you, and I